It's the same Rim. We are back with our Dwarf run. We are in super late game. Super late game. So I'll recap a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what we were doing. I mean, overall, I know what we're doing, but I don't know what the last little thing was. So basically, we're trying to do the royalty ending because of the thematic nature of the dwarves being kings under the mountains, etc., etc. And the last thing we need to get to the final rank in royalty is for the royal tribute collector to show up. And they sure did. But they showed up into a triple mech cluster with 5 apocrytons, and so they died. Now, someone let me know on the Discord that the Royal Tribute Collector actually comes on an average twice a year, not once a year. So now most of these clusters have been destroyed. We'll have to do the rest. These are quest clusters. So what that means, what a quest cluster means, is that they're not going to come to the base until we destroy the structures. So we're going to have to destroy the structures today and pull this up to get them there. But yeah, that's what we're waiting on, is the Royal Tribute Collector. Also, those 2 clusters are Royal Quests, so we'll actually get honor for that. But our Royal, which is... who is it again? Who is it? Lumberjack. Look at him. He's ascetic, so he's liking his position. We also got all of our miniguns set up to show off the minigun breacher defense, which hopefully we'll get to show that today. Now, there is a patch on the test realm right now on the unstable branch. And in that one, it nerfs, it both buffs and nerfs apocrytons in different ways. But one of the things it does is it makes it so apocryton can no longer be part of mech clusters. But as you can see, we're not playing on unstable, so... It's a lot of plasteel out there from all those. Yeah, look at that. 281 just from those mech clusters. It's really crazy. Any more information about the next Impossible run? The only information I'm given on this stream about it right now is that that's going to be the next run. And that's it. That's it. Got here right in time. Great, welcome in. 9 Rapture, fairly hard. Welcome in. Yeah, and there was another comment that was like almost like they were disagreeing with me, but it's literally what I said in the video, which is really weird. They were like, "Nuh-uh, Pyromaniac is bad, and these are the reasons." And I was like, "Wait a minute, those are the exact reasons I give in the video that it's bad." So yeah, just some people just want to argue for no reason. It's so weird. It's so weird. I said there's only 2 good things about the Pyro. Really, one is that their burning breakdown counts as an extreme breakdown, so they can have that trigger instead of something like, you know, murdering someone or running wild. So that's nice. And the second thing, and I talked about them getting a mood increase from incendiaries and whatnot and campfires. And the second thing is if you have a tortured artist, it can be good. But anyway, they're like, "Nuh-uh, it's bad." And it's like, yeah, that's what the guide says, but it's whatever. Anyway, traits guide is up. So if you ever wondered what or how each of the traits work, or if you don't know what traits to choose for your children with biotech or your starting colonist or whatever in your situation, exclamation traits, or just search in or on YouTube for RimWorld traits and you'll see my guide. What are the lines of the room? These ones, those are gold veins. They're gold veins. So tough on simply take less damage. Yes. It seems to be an all or nothing trait. No, they just take 50% less damage. That's it. That's it. Adam said they were good all the time. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. Like someone was like in the guide, I specifically talk about how Gourmand, how it works, how it's not a good one. You know, it's pretty bottom tier, but like you can still take a Gourmand if they have other good stuff. And someone replied and they were like, "No, Gourmand is bad." It's like, yes, congratulations. That's what it says in the guide. Like it's like, I disagree, but here's a statement that agrees with you. It's like, veins of gold, veins of gold. Yep. All right. So, mood is getting back up here. Do we have people in the work zone? We do. So, yeah, like I said, or like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm not usually here on this day. And also not feeling too great today. So today might be extra chill, but we are going to keep trying to get to the end of this playthrough. I didn't watch the trade. Some people do comment before they watch as well, and I don't know what's up with that. Like, that happens pretty often. I can see how long people have watched, you know? And so I'll have someone that you can tell only watches like 30 seconds and they'll leave a comment to argue, and then later on it's addressed in the guide. But yeah, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Oh, whoops. Oh, that's the ship casket. Scan gold. Hey. Kind of far away. Too lazy to watch. Yes, too lazy to watch. No, I haven't had time, B. Like I gotta tell you, with like the double streaming and all the extra work I'm doing, and then we have a lot going on outside the stream right now with my daughter. Like some, I haven't really talked about it. I'm not gonna talk about it, but some serious stuff with my daughter. I've been so massively stressed out and overworked that I haven't had time to do anything. So, but it's on the list. It's on the list. Don't worry. It'll get there eventually. If you like to do edited content, thank you. Thank you for watching. Epilith. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for using that here. Count same as a tier 1 sub. Can get it super easily early game. Don't have the time resources for their needs. The game hits the yeah exactly. So yeah, we're trying to get honor to go up through the rankings. But yeah, early game, a lot of times you'll get quests for honor pretty frequently, it feels like. Yeah. And the tribute collectors show up, and because your tick rate is good, it feels like they're showing up quicker because years are going by faster, and they show up. No, hey guys, you got any slaves or gold? And you don't at that stage generally, right? All right, we'll see you guys next year. All right. Honor doesn't seem to scale well either. Yeah, you're right about that. Some of the early quests basically give the same honor, yeah. A lot of the early quests will give you like 3 or 10 honor, and then late ones, same kind of thing. Is the high speed a mod or a setting? It's kind of both. So my no pause mod gives me this extra speed button, but you can get that extra speed without a mod by turning on developer mode. It doesn't show you an icon, but if you turn on developer mode and you hit the 4 key, it'll go into that speed. And there's other speed mods. Is this the Dwarf playthrough? It is. Yep. Long time YouTube watcher. Like the new 30-minute videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me know. Tuesday stream. Yeah, I have to stream 200 hours in November, Rabbit. So I'm gonna be here a lot more often in November than my normal 5 days a week. So I'm doing 2 streams a day every day aside from Mondays. All right, we need to get 2 glitter roll medicine as well because Lilith has brain damage. So she needs that. Yeah, this is going to be, well, let's see how long until Cassandra is off cooldown, or maybe she is off cooldown. Cassandra is almost off cooldown, not quite. 200 hours more than a full-time job, yeah. And that's just stream time. That's not counting all the crap I'm doing outside stream. But it's all right. I agreed to it, so. It's rough, but I agreed to it. How would you recommend handling a 20 centipede, 5-ish Tesseron, and other support mech breach raid? You can't pull them into a kill box, and if you kill the termite, the other NPCs will still breach. Got all masterwork ARs, so you could probably outrange them. Okay, so there's a couple options, Neff. There's a couple options. First, like you said, you could outrange them. If you watch my no kill box guide in the late game, we were at max raid cap, and we got stuff like that with the ship launch. So what I did is I kited them. So your ARs will actually outrange them. What you want to do if you're going to try to kite them is you get everyone and you drag them in a line. And as soon as your people fire, as soon as they fire, you immediately... Oh, do I have the sounds muted? Sorry. There they go. They're not muted on my end, but anyway, as soon as they fire, you immediately pull them back about 3 to 5 steps and you drag. And as soon as they fire again, you do it. If you do that, centipedes will always be out of your range. Now, the downside to doing that with that many centipedes, even with masterwork and stuff like that, is that your people are going to be out for a long period of time. So you're going to have breakdowns unless you are using drugs or, you know, other methods that they're really happy when they start the combat. So that's one option. But what I usually do if I'm not doing a no-kill box and we're doing the breach thing is I'll have that big outer wall. And what I typically do is, well, you can use all your cooldown type stuff, right? Use Berserk Pulse, use your low shields. But in addition to that, if you look at where the breach raids are coming, they'll usually hit through a diagonal at the wall. So let's say they're going through this wall and they're approaching this way. They're going to hit through the diagonal here. So what I most often do in that situation is I get people and I line them up here. And I have my EMP throwers throw EMPs at that gap. So as soon as they come through, Oh, it's a mountain base too. Okay. So you might not have this option, but you might can still set something up. But basically, as they come through, you want to be like this in this caddy corner from them and shoot them and stun them as they come through. That's very, very effective. If you have low shields, of course, just use your low shield and you just go stand your ground and make sure before the low shield runs out, you run away or you put down another one. But those are your options. Outrange them by kiting them like I did in the no kill box run, and do the little caddy corner as they come in. There is another way, and I hope to show it today with this setup, but I would like to show it in action. But anyway, I don't know if any of that helps with your particular run. You can also share your save file in the Discord if you want, and I know Smurf likes showing how to overcome those things. If I had time, I would do it as well. More, thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you, More. Thanks for streaming today. I am not feeling super well, but I appreciate it. The gnome run. Did you do name and game? I have not been able to yet. No, it's on my list, but literally I've pretty much done nothing but work every second since my last stream. So anyway, not yet, but it's on my list. I am excited to get that in. Ringar, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, Ringar. Also very much appreciated. Much love to Ringar. Anti-grain IEDs, they're super rare. I had no idea I was streaming. Especially like Singularity Killbox. It's a huge help. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for coming over here. Streaming is my primary content creation job. So yeah, I'm here all the friggin' time. Thank you for coming over. Yeah, hopefully we'll get one of those mech breach raids today and I can show you what I have set up. Hey. All right. Another Empire quest completed. I don't know which one that... Oh, it's the Visitor. It's a Rusma. What's the best kill box that isn't a Singularity? So there's a couple answers to that. The first answer is, are you talking about that still uses exploits? If you were using exploits, then Corner Punch. Snowblind, thank you for the 101 donation. Class is always in session. Thank you, Snowblind. So that's first. You can use Corner Punch. So without exploits, you want to build your kill box. Yeah, it depends. You want to build your kill box based on whatever weapon you are building around. So I'll go over that just a little bit since I'm not really using those kind of kill boxes in this one, but I did heavily in the previous one. But here's basically what you want to do. So let's ignore shotgun tunnels and things like that. Shotgun tunnels and stuff like this are extremely strong, but let's just talk about kind of basic classic kill box. All right. So the first thing you want to do, and this is probably like mid game. If you use the kill box too early, you're going to get overran. They're not great super early game. But first thing you want to do is you want to get about 13 wide. Now, the reason 13 wide is this is the limit that you can do before you need to curve and still be able to hit everything, all line of sight of the kill box. So you basically do this, and I'll actually show you with walls, right? You do this, and there's some other variations to it. And then you're going to put your barricades or whatever like this, and then you're going to start looping around. So you want to do this kind of thing, basically. And then, you know, barricades in between these, whatever. And then from that center point of the 13, take that and draw that however long you want your weapons to hit. Like, think about what the best accuracy range for your weapon is, but also keep in mind melee enemies closing the gap with you. So for instance, like SMGs are actually going to be really accurate at like, you know, 12 to 14 or something like that. But that doesn't leave you a lot of space if melee enemies are coming in. So I push it out to about 18. You're using assault rifles. Well, assault rifles, I usually do about 28 from where the person stands. So I would draw out about 27. Okay, that's the very basics. And then you just kind of, you know, curve around. And then you want the entrance something like this, you know, a barricade so they can't just stand there and shoot. And then you'll want like a little EMP throwing spot, but that's the very basics. 13 wide, then start to curve around, have the shooting line from there to where the enemies come in be whatever distance is best for your weapons that you're using, keeping in mind melee closing the gap. And that's pretty much it. That's the very, very basics of it. And that can be different depending on what weapons. So, you know, if you're using assault rifles, it might be 25 to 28 tiles is the sweet spot that you like. If it's charge rifles, you might want to go like, you know, 20 to 24 or something. If it's SMGs, you might want to go like 16 to 18. So it just depends. As normal. Submitted other atoms for names in the game. So you can put in those names in your game, rest and make them suffer. You do it, and it's not even for adaption factor. Do dark lights help pawns with darkness ideology in any way? It helps, it gives them a mood increase. Dark light gives them a mood increase, but it actually screws up with their shooting accuracy, which is stupid. It's gonna accord. Who's that Smurf guy? I don't know. He just showed up. Just showed up one day and just never left. I don't know. Great tasting bread. Smells like awesome. Yeah. Let's go. Twink. Blade Spark. Welcome in. How'd you use charge rifles? Charge rifles are still like the best all-around gun if you are just using a kill box setup. If you're never kiting, if you're, you know, if you're just always in your base only using a kill box, never kiting, never outranging, then charge rifles are king. Yeah. Look at all that scanning. Look at all that. Look at all that. We got our mushrooms coming back. We actually ran out of mushrooms last time. How do you lose when all your pawns die? Do you mean, can we lose this run? We can absolutely lose this run. Have I done a medieval playthrough? I did. I did an Amazon run where we could only use bows and melee weapons, but the enemy could use everything. Could a sniper with double jogger and architect solo everything with kiting? Yes, but they would have breakdowns if it was a big raid. How do you stop breachers from pouring in at once? Breachers don't stop having collision until they have been damaged or hit with a psycast. Genie production sessions get everyone legendary cataphractic armor and charge rifles. You probably just face roll everyone. You're probably right, yeah. Especially with tough, robust. Let's go on Phoenix. Bubba, welcome in. Probably right. Fire. Fire. Let's go on 86. Yeah. November, I'll be streaming 200 hours, so I gotta stream even on my days off. So I am here. How am I doing? I'm not great today, but thank you for asking. We'll make it. We shall persevere. But yeah, thanks for asking. So right now we are basically hoarding gold. If the next raid doesn't hit this mech cluster, we're gonna pull it in. Right now we're just kind of chilling, seeing what Cassandra's gonna do next, and going from there. We do have this festival. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do that. Do you have a clip of which explanation of the basic kill box? I don't think I do. But we are putting out a combat basics guide here soon. Which is not necessarily kill box basics, but... Is it possible to lose these many pawns? It is absolutely 100% possible to lose this many pawns. What's the best way to pull in a cluster? Generally, hitting it with mortars is the best way. However, this is a quest cluster. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you have a cluster that is from a quest that you accepted, they actually won't pull until you destroy their buildings. But the safest way is mortars. And even if they have a high shield. So if they have a high shield, what you do, and I already did this once in the run, is you basically put an EMP shell in one mortar. You hold position on all of them. You aim them. You stop holding fire, rather. Stop holding fire on the EMP one, and then you stop holding fire on the other ones. The EMP hits the over shield or whatever, the high shield. It breaks it, and then all the other shells land. That one actually used to have a high shield. Yeah, that's the best way, or safest way. Didn't have the scenario. Yes, I had to wait for a Steam to update. So basically the scenario, I actually shared it on Steam, and apparently the scenarios need to be approved by Steam. So it's just hasn't been approved yet. I think it actually got approved earlier. So now that it's been approved, go do that. Rusma, what is going on, Rusma? This is the guy that just left. This guy is into everything. A yeoman traveling near Mount. Why is he traveling here? Is this because he just left? There's a toxic spear machine that's blanketing the whole region in poison. Maybe an unknown threat. No. Get out of here. He's already been here twice. Strongest ideology combination. Well, I mean, the strongest thing in ideology is production specialist. So human primacy is the strongest. With production specialist, you can very easily get all masterwork gear and have legendaries sprinkled in. So production specialist is by far the strongest in a min-max sort of thought process. And so, yeah, human primacy. Human primacy is the strongest. Now, what else? You want shooting specialist. I prefer supremacy because supremacy also gets rid of, you can make it so the corpses aren't ugly. You can eat human flesh without caring. So human primacy and supremacy are the two like top min-max ideologies. And then after that is it depends, right? Tunneler is very strong even outside of the mountain because they can grow mushrooms. I actually got some comments that were like, what mod are you using to grow mushrooms outside? You don't need a mod, you just need a roof. That's it. So tunnelers can actually be very strong even outside of mountain bases. And in fact, that is what I used in several of my challenge playthroughs is tunneler outside of a mountain base, because mushrooms can just grow under a roof. And that way they're like resistant to toxic fallout. You don't have to worry about power because they don't need light. They don't need sun lamps. So tunneler is actually very strong. You know, they get bonuses to how much they mine. So you just get passively more steel and stuff like that. So tunneler is very, very strong as well from a min-max standpoint. But there's a lot of them that are strong from that. The two, though, that are far and above everything else, production specialist is on its own tier. It's like way up there, you know? Production specialist. So human primacy gives you that. And then after that, like I said, shooting specialist is very good, and the other stuff you get from supremacy is very good also. After that, you'll have to craft it depending on what your playthrough is doing. Give me a doomsday launcher and I can end the run. That's right. That's right. One doomsday could end this run, honestly. We almost had that happen last stream. So in fact, last time we had a sapper or breach, pirate explosive breach get through here. And a guy with either a triple or a doomsday got into this corner, and I actually had everyone bunched, which I need to stop doing that. But anyway, I had everyone, the entire colony, in this little room, and someone over here aimed a rocket in the middle of them, and we were able to target fire him down before he shot it. But he gets that shot off. He has a low shield. It triggers, and he gets that shot off. We lose the run. So it can absolutely. Teller is not going to do off for being underground. So the thing about it is they count underground as being roofed. So again, with your tunneler, you can just roof your entire base, even like to your outer walls, and they don't care. It's like they're under a mountain, even though they're just under a roof. So again, an easy thing to deal with. And actually, you don't have to worry about them needing to go outside, you know, getting cabin fever or entombed or whatever. If you get a full mountain with no revealed area, where should you grow your devil strand? So there's two options. If you're a tunneler, you could do it just in fungal gravel and a sun lamp, but it takes a long time. You're looking at it taking like a year to get your devil strand. So if you don't mind that, that's very safe. You could do that. The other option, since devil strand takes so long, is that you can wall in an area outside of your base that's not in the path to your mountain entrance. That way breachers are going to mainly leave it alone. And it's not really going to take that much work away from the base because it's just going to be down there growing on its own for a long time. So you can always wall in an area. You can grow devil strand there. You know, the first time they plant it and when they go harvest it is going to be extra work time because they have to travel there. But it's up to you if you value getting the devil strand faster. But you can absolutely grow it in fungal gravel. It just takes for friggin' ever. And of course, like you said, you need the sun lamp to do it. All right, we got a trader. Teroid interplanetary. Planetary. Reinforce roofs rather than use a single sheet of foil. There is a mod for heavy roofs, of course. There's always a mod. What's the deal with the open doors in the mushroom field? So those doors are breacher speed bumps. Specifically, termite breachers take longer to destroy a door than they do a wall. So having those open doors means we can still walk through them, we can still shoot through them, but it's going to mean that termites stop to destroy the doors, and it just buys us time. All right, let's see here. Sell that Molotov. These old flak pieces. We got 3 marine helms. Crazy. Crazy. Molecular analysis. Mini horns. That'd be kind of interesting. Give all of our dwarves horns. No. This is fine. How do you get wood in a mountain base without going outside? Fiber corn. So fiber corn was a crop added specifically for that. Fiber corn can actually grow even in torchlight or lamplight, but the downside to having it in torch or lamplight is it grows incredibly slowly. So fiber corn is going to produce very little wood regardless, but it will grow wood faster if you have it in under a sun lamp. So if you are wanting wood in your mountain base and you do not want to go outside at all for any reason, you don't want to go out and chop wood, you don't want to go out and plant trees, you don't want to have guarlin, dryads for wood production, and you want to only grow it under the mountain, fiber corn is fine. There is one other thing you can do. Sometimes you'll see I will have a big area mined out. You can actually put fungal gravel down and it will grow timber shroom. So if you put fungal gravel under mountain and you just leave it, it will grow wood in there as timber shroom, and it's not a mod, just on its own. Kind of like how trees just spawn randomly outside. It's a little bit slower though, and it's not a lot of wood, but it can be a supplementary bit. If you only need enough wood to like power your campfire for drum rituals or something, then timber shroom might be enough for you. How many hours was the 20-year run? I want to say it was like 200 and something. But yeah, timber shroom are okay, but you might see them in a cave map. If you spawn on a cave map, you'll see the purple mushrooms. They're called timber shrooms. But yeah, if you put down fungal gravel in the dark somewhere, and don't plant anything there, eventually it will spawn some timber shrooms, which are just a little bit of wood. Just a little bit of wood. You saw it today. You thought it was infestation for a second. Crapped yourself for like 2 seconds. Scanned plasteel. Slaying with the doors and the kill box. Fungal food area. I did, yeah, just literally like 2 minutes ago. They're breacher speed bumps. Breachers take longer to destroy doors than they do walls. I wish tree sowing would allow you to make timber shrooms in fungal gravel too. I really think it should. Have thrombos always been too large to skip? No, that was a 1.4 change. Yeah, no worries, Symphony. Auction not included or RimWorlds? For what? Are you asking which one to play now or which one I like better? I mean, I guess obviously I like RimWorld better. I've played both though. I played Auction Not Included on stream all the way to like Cycle 1000. And I really liked Auction Not Included, but they are completely different games. They are very, very different. They have some minor similarities because they are colony management and survival games, but it's kind of a night and day difference in the type of game, Like there's no raids in Auction Not Included. There's no combat in that regard. Your biggest combat will be maybe someone getting hit a little bit by one of the crabs or something. That game is much more about the relationship between temperatures, gases, and liquids than it is about surviving oppression through raiding. What you mean is the automation. Oh, big plague. That sucks. That sucks. All right, Rhino. Hang on. It's been a while since we had a big disease hit, so. Okay, so Rhino, lay down. Answer got it as well. Hash Monkey. Kin. Fallen. Oh god, Lumberjack. Protect that Lumberjack. Alright. There's very little automation in RimWorld. So, outside of mods. So if you're saying which one has better automation, it's 100% Auction Not Included, because the game is designed around, in parts, automation. And RimWorld is not. Let's see. Right. How do you make sure overhead mountain doesn't collapse? Don't build more than 6 tiles away from a wall. Did I save any sick babies this run? I think we did, yeah, actually. Yeah, we did. I have a turret in the hospital room. It's specifically to make sappers go the direction that we want to go. So before I put that, sappers try to avoid turret line of sight. So before I put that there, sappers were coming through here and breaking through this side. So that being there dissuades the sapper from going through either of these places. So, okay. So we have one person that's not laying down there. It's Pfeiffer. Turn medical off on Rhino during this. Any early game tips for bedroom quality? My tip is use a barracks instead. Barracks are kind of OP. Type exclamation barracks, Vig. Exclamation barracks. Aside from that, you can just use concrete flooring and a statue if you really want to. Concrete flooring and a wooden statue is all you really need to get to the right impressiveness and beauty. So you can even get it with like look at this room. This is a impressive room. And it's small. You don't even need the light. That's there because of infestations. That's about it, honestly. All right, let's see. Rom, we're going to preach health on Lumberjack because we cannot let them die. Very important. Very important. Send you a print from your base. Can you tell why raiders try to breach your walls even though you have an open kill box? Yeah, post the screenshot or a link to the screenshot in Discord in the RimWorld channel. Missed too much? Think that would be a win for me. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you for watching over there. Don't tell your wife. To unlock, welcome in. Exclamation Discord.
Fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Did they fix childcare? No, not really. It's still easy. They actually made it easier in the new update. So, no, just make sure you have a desk with 3 blackboards. A desk plus 3 blackboards for every 2 children. You're good to go. Im, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Im. And Bert, thank you for the 3-month resub. Thank you, Bert. Very much appreciated. Let's see here. They are not beating the plague at the moment, so we gotta keep an eye on that. They are beating the plague. They're beating the plague. They're just barely beating it. They're beating the plague. They're barely beating the plague. They're beating the plague. All right. So it's mainly Pfeiffer we gotta keep an eye on here. But he was the last one tended, so I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Pretty sure. What's my schedule for children? I usually do everything or all recreation. But right now, those both seem to work pretty well. Right now, I've just been throwing them on the biphasic like everyone else. Yeah, I've just been throwing them on the same schedule as adults, yeah. But anything and all recreation seem to work all right. I like them being in sync with the adults, though, so that they are always up to, like, go learn jobs with them and follow them around for job training and, you know, gaining skills and whatnot. So I kind of like the biphasic for them as well. Yeah, I do want to start sharing save files. I've actually started sharing things like custom ideology and custom xenotypes and stuff like that. I'm going to keep expanding on that. I have a page on my website, adamversuseverything.com/downloads, or you can go straight to adamversuseverything.com and the downloads link is at the top. But yeah, I do very much plan to continue sharing more and more things like that. What happened to the guns next to the cremators? I don't remember there being guns near those. Recreation isn't doing anything for the children? Okay. So just just put it on biphasic anyway, then it doesn't really matter. Or I mean, having the same biphasic, the recreation on it is fine to have there, because it doesn't matter either way. Do I also draft children for defense? Yes. So they can get some shooting training. When a dwarf reaches 3 years old, they get a gun, a beer, and they get sent to the front lines. Here's your gun, child. Here's your beer. Enjoy your life as a dwarf. Pretty much. Call us on the 2. Well, I mean, I'm the one that invented the biphasic schedule, so yes, I have them on that. I've been using the biphasic schedule for like 4 years. I tell people, and I know other people have discovered it independently, but it's literally the strongest thing I've ever found out on my own in RimWorld. Out of 4,000 hours of playing, you know, it is literally the single strongest thing and the best increase in my survivability and winning percentage in 500% no pause is literally just the biphasic schedule. 100%. I don't even think it's close. That's how you make warriors. That's right. Yeah, I would like to do a series where it's like save my save, or someone sends me their base and it's in shambles, but I haven't got around to having time for it. How bad is chemical interest? I'm glad you asked. I have an entire guide out. Exclamation traits. Baron, go to exclamation traits. There is a section that explains chemical interest and chemical fascination. There is a timestamp straight to it. How to get rid of an extracted gene pack that you don't want your colonists keep putting it back. All right, so there's 2 things here. Materia bullet. One, that action is actually fixed in the unstable branch. So there is a patch in unstable right now where that is fixed, and you can set it to where your colonists don't keep putting it back in. If you don't want that to happen, once they take it out, just forbid it. Just click on it and click F or press F. Forbid them from picking it up, and then you can sell it. So either forbid it and sell it, forbid it and caravan it away and sell it, or update to the unstable patch or wait for the patch to come through, and then the functionality to make them not do that will be added. So that was a nice change in the coming patch. Yeah, I really would like to do that, Smurf. And we could work on some of those together as well, which would be kind of cool. Probably not until after November with this 200-hour contract, but a colony of depressed wimps, so 5%. Yeah, I would have to make sure I'm accepting like actual, you know, legitimate problems. Press F. Why are we paying respect? Pay respect for the genes that you're not going to use, I guess. All right, let's go back through and check on this plague right now. I don't want to really do anything else while we're waiting on it. Man, Tacoma Kin absolutely dominating the plague. Holy crap, hamsters. Dominating. Dwarf, look at you. Even Pfeiffer pulling ahead. Pulling ahead there. Yeah. This is completely handled. Completely handled. Where is Lumberjack? Lumberjack already over it. Look at that. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and put them back on herbal since they're all good. I don't want to do it individually here because I just don't feel like it. Just don't feel like taking the time. My next playthrough, I think, is going to be impossible. Yeah, there's a lot of challenges that are hard, that are difficult, that I think are possible. Even like a pacifist run, I think, is actually possible, but difficult. But I actually think the next playthrough I'm going to do, it's 100% the hardest RimWorld challenge I've ever done. I know, some people were talking about that the other day. I had like 10 people in chat. I was like, Adam, you forgot. It's like, you missed one. I was like, no, I didn't. They're incapable of violence. What's the next playthrough? I will announce it at not ship launch, at the royal launch on this one. Owlbear, welcome in. Thank you for coming in here, Owlbear. Owlbear. Oh, did I still have follower mode set up from the story game? Let me see. All right, I don't know if I did or not, but it's off now either way, just in case. Gotta remember to switch that on and off when we're doing it. When is the royal ship launch? As soon as we get our royal to Countess, which hopefully is today. Hopefully today. So the launch should be either today or tomorrow, depending how long of this or how much of the stream it takes us to get to that final rank. It's impossible because it's Twitch plays RimWorld. No, that might be impossible too, though. Can I put in Discord when we're ready to do the Royal launch? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it's a good idea to figure out though. Hopefully it's today, but like I said, it just depends on if the Empire decides to show up. Syria. Thanks, mage. Look at that. Simple Mage must not be in trouble today. We're talking about how some names, for some reason, I just always say the full name, and I don't know why. And someone was like, it's almost like I'm in trouble. Could you say my full name? Mage is one of those that I usually say the full name. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for your out them. What and why are there yellow lines? It's paint. I mean, it's a gold vein. The whole reason we dug into this mountain is because there was veins of gold throughout. Apparently, we built rooms perfectly around the veins of gold. They were definitely there first. No food challenge? No. Harder than that. Probably harder than that anyway. Since it's impossible, are we going to expect heavy min-max? Yeah, but there's not a lot of min-maxing I can do. Yeah. Trips you up every time. No pawns challenge, no. Harder than Fog of War, yeah. Would I call you off stream? I don't know what I call you off stream. All right, the plague is over. All right. All right. People have guessed portions of it, yes. So another thing is when I try this challenge, we're going to try it as baseliners first. Or I'm going to try it as baseliners first. But I think that's probably even more impossible. So I'm going to have to probably min-max genes after that. Don't you team had to wait 3 days? Sorry about that. Yeah, so the follower-only mode is just for my blind story night playthroughs. And I forgot to turn it off on Sunday night when I did that. So sorry about that. It should be off now, though. Let me know if anyone if you still see, I guess you wouldn't see it unless you... Anyway. Yeah, sorry about that. Can you send quest items to the cargo launcher and complete the quest? You cannot. The only way to do that, Albert, is you can drop pod the person and the items, but be very careful. If you drop pod the person and the items, you're going to have the option as gift. When you drop, if you hit gift, you are giving them that pawn as a slave. So make sure you click on visit. You can drop, you can do the trade, and then caravan back. But no, you cannot just drop the quest reward with no pawn. It will just count as a gift. Did you ever raid the Empire? I did after the Empire first came out, but it's just nothing. The Empire has like a little wooden building with like 22 beds in it and like 8 guys in a turret. What does min-maxing genes look like? It would be like robust. I mean, there's like super fast healing, basically not needing much food, not having a downside for taking things like go juice and keeping them on go juice all the time, stuff like that. Never tried it before? Yeah. So if you did drop pod them there, it would just count as a gift. If you tried to drop pod like the 8 spears you're talking about, they would just take it as a gift. And if you drop pod a person there, just make sure you don't accidentally hit gift. There's probably a mod that allows you to do it. Yeah, I'd be surprised if not. Let's go ahead and Jet. Welcome in. Talon. Redfields. Deuce. Welcome in. He had 30 Muffalo. Yeah, like the hands giving manipulation, stuff like that. There's no warning if you do either. There is not. Just if you're just dropping the goods, yeah. You think that there's so here, the next challenge is actually so hard. I'm not sure it's possible even with the godliest of god pawns ever made. It just literally might be impossible. Smurf and I have been kind of theory crafting in DMs, you know, we slide into each other's DMs and been theory crafting on if it is possible. And the most recent thing Smurf told me about it was he was like, I tried it and I made the most busted, overpowered genes possible. And it didn't seem very possible to even complete. But maybe if you get lucky in 200 to 500 attempts, maybe you'll get enough luck to progress into the later part of the game. So, anyway. I'm looking forward to it in a kind of weird masochistic sort of way. So, kind of. Never tell me the odds. Yes, it's yeah. It's gonna be near impossible. 12, yeah. That's not gonna help in this run. You like those 0.5% odds? It's gonna be interesting. The reason I'm wanting to do it is I not only do I want to see if it really is impossible, but when I've done other runs that I thought were maybe extremely hard or almost impossible, I learned a lot during those runs. Like Winston Waves was really crazy, and I was like, there's no way we can get to 100. There's no way we can get past 100 waves in Winston Waves and launch a ship. It's going to be nearly impossible. But we did it, and it forced me to play completely different, relearn the game in a different way to fight the odds that we were given. And we made it happen. It took a long time. It was a lot of runs to get there. And, you know, it did take some luck, but completely rehauling the way I played for that exact challenge was a lot of fun. So I feel like this next one is going to do that to an even crazier extent. So no pawns, no. There will be pawns. There will be a lot of pawns. We're going to go through the naming. Another reason I'm doing it is so that we can go through the naming queue more quickly. There's going to be so many people dead. So yeah, look at that. The paint bugs those floors out. No violence challenge would be significantly easier. I think so as well. Yeah. That's when people were like, wait, are you in a pacifist run? Why are barracks so powerful? Type exclamation barracks. Yeah, every time we put down a piece of paint, the stone floor changes. Anagen, thank you for the 6 months. Thank you for the 6 months. Very much appreciated. That gold's not super close, but not as far away as a lot of them. As a lot of them. Some old school runs, like the melee only challenge I did before, are easier now. Yeah, they are. Does coloring floor give an added beauty bonus? It does not at this time. You go to IKEA and you look around and you're like, wow, what's all this gold doing here? Look at all the gold. No. It's gold. It's gold. It's dwarven gold. You, as a sweetie, approve of the floor coloring pattern. Is it a high pointless well challenge? No, that would be pretty easy. I've done lots of those. I've done lots of high wealth runs. I mean, this one is way past max wealth already. Is this the Dwarves campaign from YouTube? It sure is. It sure is. Custom ones will work now. If you can regularly find your custom Xenotype, it'll significantly improve the chances. I think so too. That's one reason why I want to wait on that patch. Decoration choice always gets me a ton of questions, yeah. For better or worse. All right, I think Cassandra's off the cooldown. Off the cooldown. Yeah, she's like just coming off cooldown. All right. What do you guys think's gonna happen? I'm thinking infestation. Infestation. I think that's gonna be our first major event of today. Tribal raid, you think? I'd be down for a tribal raid. Kind of would prefer that overall. But whatever it is, after it happens, we are going to deal with those 2 mech clusters that are remaining. Till then, we just chilling. Just chilling and waiting to see what Cassandra has to throw at us. We're restocking our mushroom reserves. Make it asymmetrical again. I thought about it, yeah. Breacher mech. I would like it to be Breacher mech, kind of, so I can show this. A siege of some sort. Oh, man. That reminds me of the last siege that we had. It was so funny. So a pigman siege came in. They started setting up here. They didn't even get done building. They were building, and then I loaded a drop pod full of beer, and I sent it to their faction, and we allied them, and they just stopped building, and they all turned, like all 70 of them or whatever, just turned around and walked off the map. So good. Like, we're gonna kill you. Wait. Here's 300 beer. These guys are all right. Pack it up. Let's go home. They don't even pack it up. They just leave everything. When I talk about melee block, what do I mean exactly? All right. What do I mean exactly by melee block? I will over-explain it just slightly. So in RimWorld, there's a couple things going on. One, if an enemy comes into melee range, all right, so we have 3 tiles here, right? Let's say we have 1 melee person here, 1 melee person here. When an enemy comes into melee range, these enemies are going to hit them, and those enemies will immediately go into melee combat. Those enemies will not ignore that. They will not try to walk through if they're being hit, so it causes them to stop and fight. Now, the enemies that are behind them, if those enemies have collision, they will not run over the top of them. Okay? But if they break collision, or there's any moment that this pawn is not considered in that square, they can walk by them. So if you put a 3rd colonist here, they cannot walk through as long as they're in combat. So if you have 3 people, and that goes anywhere, so you might notice that I have that gap right here for bugs. So if I put 3 melee colonists there, bugs are not going to walk through there as long as these doors and walls don't, or the walls don't get destroyed. Bugs are not going to be going through there until they down basically 2 or 3 of those melee pawns, and I can just shuffle other people in there. So in the simplest terms, melee blocks literally just use melee pawns or a pawn engaged in melee combat to stop enemies from running over the top and ballooning into the room you don't want them in. And you can take advantage of that by putting people with guns behind them, in this case chain shotguns, and it's very, very effective, especially or mainly against melee enemies, and that's why it's so effective against things like insects, right? Insects don't have any ranged attacks, so you can just melee block and kill literally like 1,000 hives as long as the wall doesn't get destroyed. Small bugs will not go through if they're all in combat and you have 3 people there. I've done it in this run like 6 or 7 times. As long as you have 3 people there and they are in combat, they're not going to go through, because they have collision. Now, if you're setting anything on fire, that's another reason why you don't want to use one of the plasma swords for melee blocking, because if you set something on fire, they immediately no longer have it. The teeny ones can sometimes squeeze through. They shouldn't if you get in combat with that one. I guess maybe you would have to, if you're having that happen, you may want to make sure that you are micromanaging it. I haven't had that happen, but if it's based on body size, they still shouldn't be able to push over the top as long as they're actually hit, because they should go into combat. But, hey, a cougar cell tamed. They use EMPs in that tunnel? Yes, sometimes. Small ones die in like 1 hit anyway. Yeah, so I would say if you're having that screwing with you, then just, you can target them, but we're really terrible at animals. I wouldn't mind having that for a doomsday bait, but we'll see. We'll see. Cougar is actually really good. One of my favorites. Cougars self-tame around you all the time. I know it happens to me all the time. I don't know what's up with it. Cougars just like my rimming, I guess. RimWorlding. You know what you said. I know nothing. Adam versus the Mountain. Am I winning? A little bit. You posted the screenshot? Thank you. Yeah, I'll look at it after the stream. Someone might reply to you before that, though. Someone might. Where do I position the EMP thrower? It depends what I'm using the EMP for. So, there's a couple of problems using EMP here. You do not want to get an enemy stunned here, because when they come out of that stun, that's when they can attack you. So if I'm using the EMP just to break like low shields and stuff, that's why this is mined out. They can throw from here. They're outside of the low shield. It hits the edge of the low shield. It pops it. if I'm wanting to stun the mechs, a lot of times what I will do is I'll actually put the EMPer in this one and I'll throw here. That way the force mist isn't very high, and the AoE, the EMP AoE will actually just like stun to here. So you got to be very careful. You don't want to stun down here. So when I throw EMPs, it's generally either from here to break low shields, from here to stun mechs that get to this point, or even sometimes I'll throw from back here if I need an extra one, depending on what we're fighting. But yeah, in general, I usually throw it from the back of this secondary line there. Let's go. Gecko, welcome in. That's my joke. Pollution problem. 643 toxic waste packs for a res serum. It's kind of tempting, but I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Ozzy, leave her the lurk. Thank you for the lurk. Res serum. Res serum. Let's see. Oh, we got a great spot of steel right there. How are we doing on steel? I actually don't need it right now, so we'll just let them keep scanning. So we don't need it yet. We're just waiting on the next Cassandra hit. So she is off cooldown though, so should be anytime. Now there are some upgrades that we could still do, and people have asked me a couple times, like, why aren't you making marine armor? Why aren't you making bionic legs, etc.? And that is a good question. The reason why are all those things take advanced components, and advanced components, if we make them ourselves, take gold, and we need gold right now to get to the max rank of royalty. So for now, we are saving all of our gold, therefore not making advanced components, and therefore not making anything that requires advanced components. But yes, we would be better off switching over to some bionics on a lot of people and all that good stuff, but we're just not yet. We're just not doing it. Thought I'd be offline today. Not for November. November, I've been streaming almost every day. But I have to do like 200 hours in November, so. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, long-range mineral scanner, it has its downside, but they are incredible, especially, whoops, for targeting. Well, I mean, that's their use, for targeting what you want. And that means gold and components are really, what is it with these self-tames? Are really good for that, or it's really good for those, I should say. Because you can like you can tune it. You can tune it to gold, and you'll get a gold deposit of like, what is it? On average, I would say like 300, a little over 300, something like that. 300 to 400 golds. And then you just go over there and mine it. Downside is you have to go mine it, but you know, there are ways. What's the medical emergency? This person is in a coma because they don't have psychite. I'm not sure if we have any or not. We don't. Next time we kill a raider, though, we'll administer some psychite. Giant lump of components ended up yielding 200. Yeah, the component one is really insane, too. Manhunters. Right, pull everyone over here while I get this set up. Well, that's unfortunate. Not what I wanted. All right, let's make sure no one can go outside. No one can go outside. Okay. Oh, elephants. Unfortunately, they didn't spawn over there. Why am I making components? Yeah. If you don't mind, especially when you get far skip, man, far skip is so crazy good. Far skip plus long range mineral scanner, and you basically just have infinite of whatever resource you want. Just target it. Just target what you want. Got it. That is a lot of elephants. It's unfortunate it didn't spawn down there, but it is what it is, as usual. It's always scary seeing this. Like, I know all of the doors are shut. We tested it. I know the elephants didn't see anyone go through a door, but it is still always frightening because if anything happens that one of these doors open, we could lose the run or at least lose some people. So it's always scary. What does Far Skip do? Far Skip is a sidecast added with royalty that allows you to teleport the person and all of the stuff around them, or all the pawns around them, pawns and animals, to anywhere on the entire world map as long as there's a pawn on the other end. So what that means for long-range mineral scanner, you scan for components. You find a component site, and what you do is you drop a single person to the component site. And then you get all the people you want to take with you and the hauling animals or whatever you want to do, whoever you want to take, and you gather them up at your base, and you far skip all of them straight to that tile without having to caravan at all. You mine the stuff, you put it all in your caravan, and you just teleport instantly back home. It's really crazy, and there's no distance limit on it. You can teleport to the other side of the globe as long as you have a unit on the other end to teleport to. It's really crazy. Really, really crazy. Now, there's one caveat to that. The caravan has to be able to move. So if you have an immobile caravan, they will not be able to far skip with the load. So you still need enough people or animals to carry the entire load. So make sure you don't forget that if you're far skipping. Yeah, far skip is an insane sidecast. Every time I use sidecasting, I try to get 2 far skips. Oh my god, you scared me to death, Pfeiffer. I was like, that door is forbidden. Could you give away waste that way? Yeah, I guess technically, yeah. There's a lot of really overpowered sidecasting. Very, very good sidecasts. It always scares me. I don't know. Like Muzz. It's like, no, Muzz, don't let him in. Oh, I'm just cleaning up elephant filth through the door. Don't worry. Don't worry. The elephants don't notice. Muzz is down there like with his hand under the door. Just cleaning up the dirt. He's got like a little dirt devil vacuum or whatever, the handheld. Bzzz. Elephants don't notice. It's fine. What if I do this, Sky God? What if I do?
Do not let those elephants in.
But what if I just
stay away from the door?
But what if it's just a little?
Stay away.
Sky God, please. Well, love using far skip on your trader. A lot of good trading posts. Yeah, far skip is so good. It is so good. John Zeist, rolling welcome in. Scuba Man, family friendly rim, and that's right. Dirt. But Sky God, there's a small amount of dirt, and you do have me zoned to be able to clean it. I also have been told by you to make sure cleaning is a priority in my life, so make the vacuum look like a trunk. There's an elephant in there. Legendary elephant and dwarf rivalry. Let him in, let him in. No. Alpaca started wandering away. Oh no, not the alpaca. It's so scary every time. Every time. Let's go spit. We're scanning like crazy during this though. Come on, elephants. Get out of here. What's a decent combat animal? There are a lot of good combat animals that have different pros and cons. Bears, grizzly bears are very good. They're not super dirty. They can haul a lot. They won't be hunted. They're decently fast. They're tanky. They can eat just about anything. They'll hunt on their own. Bears are very good overall. Elephants are actually an extremely amazing combat animal, and they have advanced training, but they're the dirtiest animal in the game. They have a 24 filth rating. A single elephant causes as much filth as 24 huskies. 24 huskies. So elephants, if you don't let them in areas that you need to clean and you can keep them fed, especially if they can just, forage for their food, elephants are an amazing combat animal with advanced training. But if you don't want to deal with that, obviously Thrumbo are the strongest, but that usually goes without saying. So I thought Megasloth got changed. Let's see. Megasloths aren't as good as they used to be. Yeah. We're still advanced, 24. So yeah, they are 24. So elephants and Megasloths. But anyway, bears are very, very good. Cougars are actually very good also. Cougars are great for hauling. Again, they're a great hauling animal that's fast. They don't get hunted. They have good combat prowess in general. They don't cause a lot of filth. They're just hard to train. They have high wildness. So there's a lot of animals that are good for combat. But and to be honest with you, the developers have done a good job. There's a chart out there that shows the combat power related to like wealth and animals and whatnot, and raid points, like combat animal power versus raid points, and it's actually fairly balanced. So obviously some are still going to have their advantages. You know, the elephant and the bear are going to stand their ground longer and melee block longer, but as far as like per raid point, it's about the same on any combat animal. Where can you find the charts? I think it was posted in our Discord a long time ago. I don't, you can search our Discord and probably find it. I don't have a command for it. I need to put it on the website. So, let's go in Silencer, welcome in. Vampires as melee blockers are pretty great. They are, yes. Only had time enough to make 6 vampires from the original. Having to death rest during the ship power up was a bit awkward though. These elephants are a little bit noisy. What's your opinion on the newest DLC so far? I think it's really good. I think it's more like 2 DLCs in 1, which is fantastic. There's a lot of things I like from it. A lot of things... I mean, one of the great things about the new expansion is it can make things easier or harder. It can make things more story rich. I think the great thing about Biotech so far is that no matter if you play like for the story on peaceful, or you play on stupid balls to the wall, modded challenges, or anywhere in between, I think it adds stuff to enrich that. So I think it's a good DLC for that reason. As we go along and as we learn stuff about it, you know, will it maintain that top rank of my favorite DLC for RimWorld when the luster has fallen off a little bit? I don't know. Probably, but we'll see. I think the best thing is the name. Absolutely not. You can also see it in developer mode. Thank you. So go to developer mode in the options, open the debug logging, 5th button, search for animals in the search box, hit animal combat balance. Thank you. What part am I most excited about now that I've played a bit? Genetics overall has the flexibility to it. It's much less like one-dimensional. So I think overall genetics over those other over the other two. Mechanosaur is great, and I really like the mechs and everything. Mechs are getting rebalanced though in the next patch, big time. So we'll see how that goes. It's really cool to have mechs in a mech-based colony. Sanguiphage are pretty awesome as well. You know, it definitely adds to the game. But overall, I would say genetics are like the biggest, craziest part of the DLC that you can really customize to what you want to do. It's a lot of elephants. Are mechs too weak? Apparently, the developers do not think mechs are too weak. No. Babies are insane. Children are an insane... Children are OP, and they're making them even easier to deal with. Children are so good. It's just nuts. Used to, I would maybe get 1 or 2 god pawns every long playthrough. Now I can just make god pawns. We had 20 babies in this run. And I would say, like, out of those, like, 18 of them are god pawns. Like, honestly, 3 top-tier traits, tons of passions, no health issues. Like, it's... Children are just insanely good. Elephants, can you go away? I want to zoom out so I don't have to listen to you as much. So, Simeon, Grant, welcome in. There will be mods for that, Grant, but yeah, you're not going to be able to... At the moment, you're not able to target the gene that you want to extract. But they are making gene extraction in the next update easier as well. They're basically removing the cooldown on it. They're changing how pawns react to having their genes taken, stuff like that. You like the elephant noises? This colony belongs to the elephants now. Is that like Skyrim belongs to the Nords? So I said element, not elephants. No. Just out of nowhere, I'm telling you off. Yeah, so what is the big change that they're doing to mechs? The big change right now is in the base game, or well, with Biotech right now, unpatched, mechs only count as wealth. And wealth does count as raid points, but it only counts as wealth. So a mech only counts as wealth. They don't specifically add to raid points. Unlike combat animals, unlike pawns. Pawns basically double dip in your raid points. You get wealth from pawns, and then you get other factors that are just adding raid points because of your pawn count, right? Kind of the same thing. Animals have wealth, they have raid points. So in the update, it's going to make it so that your mechs are going to more directly count towards difficulty through raid points. So how they balance that with the wealth that they add and how many raid points per type of mech, we'll have to see. But in general, the solo Mechanitor and Mechanitor in general are kind of getting nerfed in that sense. It's going to be... Raids are going to get bigger more quickly, most likely, if things stay as they are right now on the test branch. Raids are going to get bigger more quickly, even if you solo Mechanitor with mechs. Didn't they already double dip? They didn't double dip in that way. I know what you're talking about with the weapon. So the weapon was still item wealth, and the mech was just still wealth. So those add much differently than raw combat points add to raid points. So I know it's like a little bit, it's actually a lot confusing. But yes, the weapons counted separately, but now it's going to be even worse. Drill arms still help with deep drilling? They do, yes. It's not a nerf. More raiders means more meals and hats. It is directly a nerf, yes. Whether it means good news for you or not, it's still a nerf to them. Yeah, I think they fixed that. I think there's a hot fix that fixed it so you can't take like the mech weapons for yourself when you do the Arconexus. I'm pretty sure they fixed that one. But yeah, you could bring the Diabolus weapon for your pawn. Oh, we're getting some friendly fire on that centipede.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Not exactly what I wanted, but you know. Damage is damage. Hey, can the rest of you guys shoot at that? There we go. Yeah, I really wish the miner mech... I mean, they made the Fabricor so much better by... The Fabricor can do so much now, including cooking. Why not let the mining mech mine for a deep drill? That'd be amazing. Zest, thank you for the reset. Thank you, Zest. Take my prime. Info. Thank you. Thank you for using that here. It does support the stream a lot. Counts the same as a tier 1 sub. I'm sure you know this. I'm gonna put drill arms on them. Patients will be terrified. I had a doctor like that too. Yeah, drill arm doctor. We're talking about it actually doesn't impact it really. We're talking about how it doesn't impact their eating either. It just slows them down. That's pretty much it. That's the downside. It just slows them down. But imagine they have their simple meal and they're just like putting their drill arms in it and just rev up the drill arms and whatever ends up, you know, going into their mouth. That's the nutrition they get. That's it. Mining mechs seem kind of pointless. They're good for like they're pretty like good in combat actually too. Surprisingly, they're surprisingly tanky, but they're good for like mining your map out a little bit, especially when it's dangerous to go near the edge. But once they're done with that, their only purpose really is if you want to drop them on another map to mine like, you know, far scanner stuff. But it's... Can mortar destroy a red mountain? It cannot. It cannot. You have 2 slaves, drill arms, joy wires. Like solo run, yeah. But once the map is mined out of resources, they're pointless on your map after that, really. Aside from just their decent HP and combat prowess. How are they in combat? They're pretty decent. They're tanky. They're tanky. Our mechs are, yeah, they're tanky. Elephants are heading out. I wonder if any of these mechs are dying of friendly fire. Not so much. They cannot operate deep drills. There's a mod for it, but right now they can't operate deep drills. I don't call it Red Mountain. It's Overhead Mountain. Overhead Mountain. So, here. Roof. Overhead Mountain. Overhead Mountain. But the noise gate on this sometimes does chop off the beginning of words, especially if they're light syllables, like the beginning of words with H, like hey. If I say hey at the beginning of a sentence, a lot of times it will cut off the H and I'll say a, or it'll sound like I say a. Same thing with Overhead Mountain. Those light syllables sometimes get chopped off by the gate on my microphone that I have to have so you don't hear the keyboard and, you know, everything going on. But it's Overhead Mountain. Overhead. Fight, Bolt Goods, fight! Hey. Hey, everyone, welcome back. The Fawn's here. Hey. Yeah, take that out. Come on, you guys got this. Does indoor mountain base protect from mortars? Yes, mortars can't go through Overhead Mountain. Come on, guys, take that out. You're so close. Oh, now you're on fire, Busman. But we got me Vexa back here. Busman, no, turn back towards the turret. Camaro. Oh, come on. No. Yes, way to go. Woo. Now I'm just heading out. Peace. Oh, no, you're on fire. You can make it. Move! Alright, I'm out of here. Look at the beauty stat where the elephants were. Sure. Look at that. It's a little bit dirty there. Enunciating it so clearly down. No, it's all good. Just to make sure, because like I said, there are some times when the microphone itself cuts things like that off. And also, a lot of times when I'm reading chat, I get crap on that on YouTube all the time. So, like, I'll be trying to read chat really quickly with like 1,000 people here, and I will be reading it to myself. So I just kind of like mumble it to myself, like you would if you're reading. It's not like when you're reading you read a recipe when you're making dinner and you turn back to recheck the recipe and you read it to yourself. You're like, okay, all right. So I'm 10, 12 eggs, you know, whatever. Who's making dinner with 12 eggs? But you get my point. You don't like enunciate like you're having a speech when you're reading stuff like that. And so a lot of times with stream, I'll do that too, especially when there's really busy times or, you know, there's a lot of people here. 12 eggs. What is he making? I'm making a massive frittata. 12 egg frittata. Anyway, you get the idea. You get what I'm saying. I'll be reading it to myself and people will be like, you need to get help for your speech impediment. I don't have a speech impediment. Get out of here. Someone literally told me that on YouTube. I needed help. Like, wow. All right. Back to work. I need to open this door. So I don't think anyone said Manhunter. We were thinking about what the next attack was going to be. What are you saying, Zane? You think I have a speech impediment? Is that what you're saying? Go watch one of the guides where I'm actually like speaking and not just reading to myself. Our eggs nerfed. All right, we need that. We need that repaired. Claws. Don't even care about the elephant. Greedfall. Greedfall. Speech impediment is like a buzzword on YouTube at this point. Yeah, it was really bizarre. Someone said they couldn't understand anything I said on my video. But I'm sure they're just trolling either way. What's the random doors? They are for breachers to attack. Breachers. Trying to play against Void, and it's not good. Did you ever play against it? No, I have not. The Void Storyteller is a mod that is built to use other mods to overcome it. So I don't really use very many mods at all, so I haven't played against that modded Storyteller either. All right. See if Cassandra hits a second time, then we'll pull those. All the total Warhammer unit lore. I've read some of them, yeah. I've read some of them. A free bedroom. What are they? A baron. Drape. Do we have the stuff for a drape? $150. Kind of sucks. Let's switch some of this over to a round of cotton. You're Portuguese and you can understand me very well. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times I am reading to myself. I know it's a stream environment, so I have to be careful doing that, but finishing up this run today. If we get the royal ranks done, then maybe. Maybe. It just depends on how long it takes for Floor Baby. Depends on how long it takes for the royal tribute collector to show up. Use elephant leather. Well, the problem with that is, let me show you. When these elephants die, 82% of them instantly rot. Instantly rot because of Scaria. Scaria is something added back in 1.2 that makes it so on Manhunter packs, when they die, they have a chance to insta rot. So even this one has an 82% chance. You can see the Scaria in here. 82% is losing his fun chance. So here, let's see. There you go. Insta rot. Can't use the leather. Scroll up and read the message you're mumbling. Yeah, I've tried to get a little bit better at. That's one reason I also put chat on the screen for YouTube, is because when things are going quickly in chat, which they do a lot now, a lot of times I very like quickly skim through and I'm basically just reading it to myself. Yeah. Stomped by 128 elephants in a modded run. Demolished. Hey, Skullcan. Hey, it's Mod Wife. It's Mod Wife. So yeah, no elephant leather. We'll get this set up for the future. We have 7 days. Do need to get a little bit of this wood as well. That's still in the work zone. No. There we go. Floor Baby's on the floor. Floor Baby's an alcoholic. So I forgot that Floor Baby wasn't a dwarf. And so as soon as they came out of, I think as soon as they hit 3 years old, I was like, you can start drinking a beer every day. And Floor Baby was like, yes, awesome. And then they got addicted, and I realized, hey, that baby's not a dwarf. Only dwarven children can hold their liquor so early. It's not even really liquor, it's beer. Alcohol. How about that? They can only a dwarf can deal with alcohol that early. I hate it when babies get addicted to alcohol. What's going, Crimson King? Welcome in. Doing all right. Why is there a turret in a hospital? Because it makes it so sappers don't break through here. Sappers try to avoid turret line of sight. Sappers originally were coming through here and breaking through these doors instead of going where I wanted them. So I put a turret here. Makes it so that sappers don't go that way. It's for the undead. Anyone dies in a hospital bed and they try to resurrect, that turret's got him. Just got him. Alcoholic pet run win. You must feed your chickens only beer. I've had a lot of animals that way. For anyone that doesn't know, drugs, it used to be all drugs, even luciferium. Drugs have a little bit of nutritional value. And so when there's nothing else to eat, animals and stuff will eat the drugs, like even beer. And I remember in one of the runs, we had chicken. The first time, I didn't realize this back then. This was years ago. And I got the notification that there was like chemical damage or something. And I click, and it's a chicken. And the chicken is in the information pane. It's blackout drunk. The chicken has chemical damage from alcohol and is laying there blackout drunk because the chicken's down like 25 beers because the beer had so little nutritional value that the chicken needed to keep drinking beer to try to get enough nutrition because it's like, I don't know, it was winter or something, you know? And so blackout drunk chicken with chemical damage. Just gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. 2 cat zones. All your cats got addicted to beer. Golden Retriever, code juice, insta-death. Most Dwarf Fortress thing you've heard about it. Let's go on Onion. Sandusky, welcome in. Oregon Trail game yesterday that brought back memories from the 80s. Died of dysentery. You can understand clearly, but you can't speed up the run to catch up. Well, the edited runs should help with that. What was this about? Rhino derided Baba's aunt's ideas. He had a sunblocker and the boom rats started helping themselves. Yeah, it's pretty common too. Dwarf Fortress is finally getting the new Dwarf Fortress is being released on December 8th. Finally, yep. Your drug storage is always the most heavily fortified portion of the colony. Yeah. For good reason. It used to be crazy back in the day when Luciferium used to, a long time ago, be able to be the target of drug binges and had nutritional value. So back in the day, we're talking like 1.0 and earlier, anytime you wanted to use Luciferium, you generally had to like encase it in a wall and then tear down the wall every time you wanted to use some of it or every time someone needed it, and you had to keep track of that because otherwise people would have a breakdown that weren't even on Luciferium, and they were just like, you know what I like to do?
I'd like to be addicted to Luciferium for the rest of my life. I need to take it every 6.66 days or I'll die, and I'm okay with that. But also I'm going to do all 40 of them so I don't have any more.
It was pretty nuts. The animals can still technically eat Luciferium if they walk directly over it. That's interesting. Yeah. It's crazy. You could have had a chicken addicted to Luciferium. Yeah, and you can still apply Luciferium to animals. Luciferium thrombos are actually pretty intense. You're my boy, Blue. Let's take... Oh, Blue. They can still destroy it on a breakdown, yeah. Sorry I did this to you guys. This was my fault, obviously. You got... Oh. But yeah, you can apply Luciferium on thrombos. They're really nuts. We actually had this thing we were talking about in one run where we had pet thrombos, and we were like, hang on a minute. What if we put a lot of like cryosleep caskets at the side of the kill box, and we put all of our trained thrombos on Luciferium, and we throw them in the casket, and then when a raid happens, we just open all the caskets. It's like, all right, that way we don't have to feed them all the friggin' time, you know, and it doesn't take as much Luciferium. It's like, a raid's here. Awaken the Thrombo army. We never ended up doing it, but obviously they would have the sickness from waking up from cryosleep, but it would be pretty friggin' awesome. And then arrest or beat them. You always arrest them or beat them down. It depends on what the breakdown is, Necro. I usually arrest or beat down depending on the breakdown, right? If someone's having a food binge and I have plenty of food, you know, let it happen. If someone's going to go dig up a corpse, it's an easy one, let it happen. But if they're going on a murderous rage, yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit him with one of those. Give him some goat juice as well. The Umbrella Corporation was founded that day. Someone trying to get up. Cryo sleep security guard. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that. Sky God was summoned. All right. Banana Lord, let's see what Sky God has to say, and then we're going to pull that.
Commandment 2757. I will show you my other doodads.
I'm not sure how that's a commandment. No idea. Sometimes you get a good quote, sometimes not. Look at Sky God's doodads. Don't do that. It's sacrilege. But he told me. Oh, wait. Okay, it's scripture then. But it was spoken, not written. Stop asking me theological questions. But Adam, you're just asking yourself those questions. I'm going back to bed. See ya. They need to be more frequent. Happy Days. I'm glad you like them, but no. Unless you have some extra money laying around to hire another editor. I'm already paying the editor quite a lot of money to try to do 5 a week. So if you wanna donate, you know, another like $2,000 a month or something like that, sure thing. I'll get another editor and we'll have one every day of the week. But for now, it's 4 to 5 a week. I already have 4 components. A, B, C. All right, let's hit this before another collector comes. I do not want to miss out on the next collector. So yeah. Glad you like them and want more, but you can just expect them pretty much every weekday. What's the benefit of animals in Luciferium? They get the bonuses like the like your pawns do, basically. Big one is blood filtration and therefore healing and stuff like that. Can't wait to see the challenge run. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. All right. All right. At least one of you were already down here. At least one was already down here. How many times will I attempt the challenge run? Either as long as it takes to complete it, or when I get sick of trying, I'll probably take a break and do something else. There was a 2-day gap. Yes, that's called the weekend. That's why I said every weekday. 1 a day every weekday, 4 to 5 a week.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sun.
How much of the VOD is covered in a 30-minute episode? You're gonna love this answer because it's the same as most of my answers. It depends. So what I've told the editor is to use as much of the VOD that makes sense. So sometimes there might not be much that happens during a stream, and therefore, oh god, Lilith, and therefore we there might be 1 30-minute episode for that entire VOD, right? And then other times it might be jam-packed to stuff, and it might be like ship launch. There's things happening all the friggin' time, and it might take 4 VODs to cover, or I mean 4 episodes to cover a single VOD, you know? So I told them not to try to cram it in any specific way, to just use how much makes sense to get to that 30-ish minutes. He says it depends. I can't deal with this. That, you know what's weird is that person deleted that comment. What a bizarre comment. And then later that day, they left a comment on the guide, or not the guide, on the Dwarf episode, thanking me for the Dwarf episode. That's so weird. Someone got really mad though. It's like, man, man, might need to get some anger management going here. Like, there's way too many adults that have temper tantrums. Your next run's ideology is going to be dependism. It depends-ism. Come on, guys. Yay, we did it. Okay, now they're coming. I was a little worried that they were bugged or something. All right, here they come. They are extremely damaged. Hey, let's use the new tunnel. Let's use the new tunnel. This is a great test of it since there's like, they're almost all dead. When do I go to the tunnel itself though? I'm not sure. Not sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Alright. I know it's gonna take them forever, they're so damaged, yeah. But they are en route. I'm just gonna use that number this time. Whatever number that was, that's the number I'm using. 11 or 12 or whatever. They're not gonna be grouped up, so. Not gonna be grouped up. Mini guns are big. All right. Probably should have brought more EMPs, but whatever. Whatever. Should be enough for this one. Actually, I think I am going to grab another one.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Festivus. Festivus mouth breather. Thank you for the Switch Prime. Thank you, Festivus. And I'm going to go with Mate. I'm just going to go with Mate. Thank you for the Twitch Prime also. T-Fark Squared. Thank you for the subscription also. Thank you, T-Fark. Oh man.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
I mean, they're already weakened, but man, oh man, that's like so many legendary and masterwork guns. Hakuratan's being a real jerk. We can pull him after this. Actually, let's just go ahead and pull him now. So slow. Hakuratan is outranging them is why he's not coming. He's sitting there attacking. Does Beck can work on mechs? It does, yep. This one's gonna have the same range as us. Let's see how that works. So I want to bring this down just a little bit more. EMP tunnel's not needed at all. Not needed at all. But I mean, they're all like weakened, so. It's fun to watch though. Come on, centipedes. Come on. I already did that, yep. Already did that. Again, the best weapon for this setup, or is it just for flavor? It's just for flavor, but I mean, they are pretty good in an AoE mech situation, yeah. Radium slug turrets. Radium slug turrets are not super great on this difficulty at in-game, unfortunately. What makes it so the centipedes all follow the same route close to the left wall? They are taking the fastest route to get into our base, so. That's just the fastest route. I have a guide on pathing and routing, expedition pathing if you want the specifics, but the short of it is that's the fastest way to get into our base. So that's the way they come. All right. 150 cloth. How close is that coming in? 40%. Let's see. Bareness. Okay. So how many points are we actually at? Lumberjack. Oh, did I turn off cloth on this? No, cloth's still on. Okay. Yeah, let's do a few rounds of this. All right, Lumberjack. Let's take a look here. 48. Look at that. Less than 20 points to go. Okay. The mech clusters are down. Man, oh man, 5 Apocrytons worth of mechs. Crazy. All right, let's get our guns back here. It was fun to use those miniguns. We will definitely use them again. Every now and then you just hear that Itakeen in the background. Ugh. 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 Thank you, Crimson King, for hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. That's right. Thanks, Smurf. You know, I'm on to this this thing with Smurf too, and this is all in jest, of course. I'll just put it up front, but it's kind of funny. So Smurf is like, I have no interest in putting guides out myself, and you know, growing a YouTube channel or whatever. So we'll work on these together, and you can just put them on your channel, etc. Right? Which is awesome, and thank you for that. But I also notice here that Smurf is able to basically put the things in the guide that he wants, and he gets none of the backlash because no one. So it's funny because in the comments when someone is like thanking for like a part of the guide, which, you know, it might have been my part or his part, it doesn't matter, but someone's thanking, and Smurf's like, oh yeah, no problem, you're welcome. And then the parts where people are like, this is stupid and you're wrong and you're an idiot for doing this, Smurf's like, well, I guess that's not directed at me. That's a comment for Adam. So you can deal with that. Oh yeah, I know you're talking about that too, Smurf. Yeah, but that made me think of that. But it is funny. No, I'm all good with it, of course. Good with it. It gets tiring some days, but you know, overall, I'm good with it. Yeah, thank you for helping me with all the guides. Most of the guides, I'll say. So we still don't have any drugs to give this person, so they're eventually gonna die. They have 18 days if they don't get Psychite. You might say, Adam, why don't you just make them some Psychite tea or something? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. All right. I think I'm just going to move this down a little. I don't want to take this risk over here. So we'll just move this down to here. Okay. So, Caddy, welcome in. If you ever raid a mod, you'll leave and never return. But the doors in the kill box, those are for breachers to attack. Breachers take longer to destroy doors than they do walls. So those are breacher speed bumps. I still need to get 2. I need medicine for the biosculpture. How's the honor farming going? It's pretty good. We're at 48. We're at 48. So if the Empire shows up, we can get to Countess rank immediately. We just cleared out the rest of that mech cluster. We're also scanning like crazy right now. Scanning like crazy. Because everyone was like locked inside just scanning on 6 scanners nonstop. So finally got a lot of stuff around the base. As far as that goes. Lots and lots of steel. Lots and lots of steel. All right, I'll put him back into the work zone for now. Not sure if Cassandra is only hitting us once or twice this time. Looks like once. Looks like once. I'd be surprised if she hits us again. Is that having babies and arresting them? No, no, not actually farming them. We could have done that, but we're mostly honorable dwarves, so I haven't. So I think they just mean increasing honor. How is the increasing of honor going? Oh, you mean these solo barracks? Yeah, solo barracks. That was funny, like one of the early streams and I mentioned that. Someone was like, Adam, are you using bedrooms? What's going on? And I was like, what? Oh, the solo barracks? And I was trying to be very straight-faced about it, which I usually am when I do stuff like that. And they were like, wait, how'd you get it to designate it as at a barracks or as a barracks with only one bed?
Our modest
Same run as on
expands.
YouTube it is, yes.
Praise the sub.
And I kind of felt bad. I felt bad and I was like, no, I'm just kidding with you. And they're like, oh, okay, I thought you found an exploit. It's like, sorry, I'm sorry. It's a barrack. It's a barrack. Sorry. I didn't know. All right, our mushroom storage getting way up there. This is also to double as a burn area, so I should probably know where our Molotov is. So let's go ahead and set that up here. Molotov. Live on a Tuesday? Yes, like every Tuesday this month. I have to stream 200 hours this month, Germ, so I'm on a lot of times when I'm not supposed to be. How many pawns am I at the moment? We are at 28, and I think we still have about 8 to 10 kids. So 28 pawns, but several of those are babies or children or early teens, etc. Okay. So grab this really quick. All right, that should be okay. I gotta be careful. I don't want to stun them too far down. Maybe not making an honor farm. Yeah, you can make a vat grown honor farm for sure. Just make a bunch of vat children and arrest them. Pop them out and arrest them when the Empire gets there. I think that'll be okay. I think so. Gotta make sure that door is on there quickly. I don't know how much honor you get for, is it still 3 for children? I haven't tried yet. Like a puppy mill, but with babies. How'd I get so many people? 20 of them were babies, so we had lots of babies. Is it worth it to trade with the Empire? Yes, it's worth being a knight to trade. The Empire has a lot of good stuff. That's how you can get persona weapons from them. They pretty much always have like Zeus hammers and monoswords. They have a lot of good stuff. Yeah, Empire is super worth trading with for sure. Lots of premium stuff there. You're fairly sure you still got 3 honor from a kid? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's expensive to do Empire stuff. Not if you have an ascetic. Ascetic don't need any fancy food. They don't need a fancy bedroom. They don't need any royals. They need a little throne room and that's it. So you can make all your ascetics into knights. And they can all just share a throne room, and you have a bunch of people that can trade with the Empire. We're going to smooth this out here. Traders buy wood, very strong force mass as well. Yeah, that's true. Some ships buy wood too. Is it bullet goods that buy wood? Exotic, I don't remember. There's a way to be a rebel to Empire and not get nuked for other rebel factions and stuff like that. Yeah, so this I almost said contamination. This cross contamination with the different DLCs that's coming out in the new patch. I guess is definitely wishful thinking. Anyway, I wish they had also combined some more or went into royalty a little bit more. Royalty is by far the smallest DLC now, and royalty is very good still. Psycasting in itself is just incredible, right? But I wish they had gone with a little bit more. And we do have natural meditation children, you know, that'll be with biotech, and that is a connection with royalty. But I would have loved to seen a little bit more, like some precepts or something, like, oh, my colony is happier the more royals we have in it, or oh, my colony hates royals, you know, stuff like that. Just little things like that, like they are doing with ideology and biotech and like the Mechanitor and blood feeders. Pretty awesome to have some of those precepts with royalty. But which extreme environments make for a thematic but doable runs? All the environments are doable, like all of them are, and even more so now with biotech. So you can do a very thematic run on any biome now, especially, and make it maybe not easy, but easier, make it more straightforward by building your own xenotype for it. So yeah, I would say there's like no real limit to that anymore, honestly. Cross content for sure with other DLCs, yeah. And like I said, I am happy with the natural meditation children. Like that was one of my biggest wish list items, so it's awesome to see that they're doing that. But I would love to see even more, like, yeah, especially with the precepts. Missed a lot. Painting the floor and stuff. That's right. Very important stuff. Legendary. Oh, we made another minigun. Whoops. It's because they were equipped. Hang on. Chill out on that. Chill out on the miniguns, please. Thanks. Thanks. Do you only get drop pods on a single island tile? No, you still get all raid types. Yep. Still get all raid types even on a single tile island map. Yep. All your tribal start children have artistic meditation focus instead of natural. Yeah, so it's the unstable branch patch that's adding what I was just talking about. What are the rooms of the interlaced walls for? Or talking about these? Or something else? Does aesthetic work the same on a level 6 royal? Yes. A count or countess aesthetic doesn't need their own bedroom, doesn't need a fancy bedroom, doesn't need royal clothing, doesn't need royal food. All they need is a basic throne room. This is just a shotgun tunnel. Did I use the minigun haul already? Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, yep. Yep, now I'm improving on it, but yeah, we just used it, actually. Doesn't the Empire require those just to make the ceremony? No, not for an aesthetic. The Empire requires those if you are hosting someone and therefore doing the end thing. So if you do the end quest, like the royalty quest, then yes, the Stellarch that comes is going to need that stuff while they're there, but your aesthetic pawn will not. And you can still go up the ranks with an aesthetic pawn. So if you have a royal that's not your aesthetic pawn that's coming to your base for a quest or whatever, then they will need those accommodations unless they're aesthetic. We actually had an aesthetic royal as part of a quest recently, and they didn't need the bedroom, right? We had to have the bedroom to accept it, which is pretty stupid, but once they got there and they were aesthetic, they didn't need it. So yeah, aesthetics in your colony, whatever, they don't need it. All right, for now, we're just going to clear all. Throne room, that's exactly what I said. If you have an aesthetic royal, the only thing that aesthetic royal themselves need is a throne room. That's it. And so, yeah, that's what I was just saying. I mean, you might have come in right after I said it, so it's all good. But just for anyone that doesn't know. That's one of the real strengths of aesthetic, because they don't need that stuff. Just the throne room. Snoo, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Snoo. And correct, they were using that here too. Twitch Prime counts the same as a tier 1 sub. Probably didn't know that. No one ever tells you. Quack, welcome in. The atomizer is getting made better in the next patch as well. They're going to reduce it down to 400 watts of power, which is pretty awesome. Why do I have so many doors in the field? I really need to make a clip from that because it's already been asked to stream, like no joke. This stream has been asked like 10 times already. Those are for breachers to attack. Those are breacher speed bumps. Breachers take longer to destroy a door than they do walls. A termite takes 4 times longer. They don't get a damage bonus against doors, but they get a damage bonus against walls. So that's why. Let's see if we can get to 20. I need to have a clip, yeah, of that one. I didn't think that was going to be asked as much, but it's okay. I know everyone's like trickling in all the time, but it will be nice to get like a clip up of it, just in case. Just in case. It's Dwarf theme run. To use the same door trick at home, yeah. Outside my house, like leading up to the front door, I have a bunch of other random doors, and solicitors just, they don't know what to think. Solicitors will come to my house, and they'll go knock on one of those doors, and they'll just stand there. I just hide out inside. When they get closer, I have my daughter peek around a corner and throw an EMP grenade at them. Works pretty well. Highly recommended. How do I solicit this? It's just a door. You have no power here, solicitor. It's going Justice, welcome in. How do I lure infestations to my kill box? I don't. I just kill them wherever they spawn. Every single room is a kill box to infestations. Because all you need for a kill box for an infestation is a 3-wide melee block next to any door. Mailman having to go through an entire kill box to deliver their mail. I don't use corner punch, you know. Corner punch is too exploitive for me. I used it just in the cheese run to show people how to use it. But, yeah. Corner punch goes beyond what I do. Getting snow, we did last Thursday or whatever. Yeah, we got some snow at the end of last week. Today, just flurries. Need some melee people then? Yes. Yeah, I was talking about ranged insects on the last stream. Hopefully they never add those. But the corner punch makes the singularity box look fair and reasonable. That is absolutely true. For anyone that doesn't know about corner punch, you can literally kill anything in the game. And there, you might be saying, you don't have to deal with breachers if you want to go full exploit either. Sappers, yes, absolutely. You can make sappers go through it. You can kill everything in the game without any fear at all. Like, they can't do anything. They can't even touch you. And you can one-shot things like centipedes. It's, anyway, you can see my cheese run on YouTube if you want to see it in action, but it is super exploitive. I don't typically use it because it makes everything trivial. How much waste is destroyed with the atomizer? 10 waste every 5 days. Corner punch to like 50 scythers, yeah. Am I going to play God of War later? Yes. Jehovah's Witnesses are mechs. No, that's not what I was insinuating, but... Oh god, they're using all this. For dumb things like clothing. Alright, spin that. Do we still even have the quest available? Oh, we do. Okay. Crap. Okay. So spin the clothing for a second. People can be naked. It's all right. You guys just be naked for a little bit. It's good. Don't worry about it. And who was I having to make stuff? Oh, it was a goat. 149 cloth. Justice. Thank you for the resub. Thank you, Justice. Using all the cheese make the colony fairly fragile. It wasn't using the cheese that made it fragile. So the whole point of the cheese run was to make the most fragile pawns ever and show that you can overcome anything, even with all those downsides. So if you're doing a playthrough where you play normally and you're not gimping yourself and you use the cheese, you are undefeatable. So in that run, we were naked, we had lower consciousness, we were blinded, all those things, and we were still able to beat an infinite number of raiders, literally. Like, imagine doing the same thing, but instead you allow yourself to have, like, you know, good pawns and gear and everything, you know? So yeah, you can make the game even on 5% very easy with corner punch, no problem. Royalty ending today, that depends on the royals. I don't know, toys, whenever they show up. If you have multiple colonies, you get raids independent on both. Yes, you do. Each tile has its own wealth, raid points, and raids. Yep. It's basically like playing 2 games at once that share research and faction. It depends. You can make even more detrimental pawns now. You could, and I think corner punch would still overcome it. How long until these are in? Almost. If you don't die, it depends. That's right. Depends. So that's probably good enough now. Let's make sure it's still extremely impressive. Nice. Nice. I can't punch diagonally, Gene. Afraid of corners. Afraid there not being corners. Things in a RimWorld have it depends. The answer means it's not black and white. Yeah. And it's the same thing as just explaining both ways. So I'm not sure. Some people apparently have depends as a trigger word, you know? Maybe they are forced to wear like adult diapers or something. And so when they hear that, it like gives them these like sudden PTSD or something. I don't know. But it really is the answer to a lot of things in RimWorlds. And it's easier to just say that and then say both sides of it than give them a direct answer. Because if you give someone a direct answer like that, so like if I did that, if we talk in absolutes because we're Sith, right? We're Sith and we deal in absolutes, then the other people are going to come in and crap on it for that. So if someone asks, Adam, is rice the best thing to plant? And I say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's not always true. It literally is. It depends. Is our charge rifle the best gun? Yes, but also no. You know, that's like, yes, but actually no. It depends. What is best? You agree to this undeniable fact? Let's go on really small legs. Rocketman. Awesome raid overhaul post on Reddit. Crazy good ideas like raiders coming to steal your food, colonists, scout spies. Yeah. There are mods that do things like that. It would be nice if we had some of that stuff in the base game. Full Sith day. Just give out straight answers. I did tell people that I'm going to make a troll guide at some point. If I have time, I want to make it, and I probably put it out on April Fool's Day, where I just go through some really complex questions that are always asked in RimWorld, or in RimWorld, not the real world, in RimWorlds, and I just always answer it depends, and then I just leave it like that. So it's like, you know, hey everyone, Adam here with another RimWorld guide. People ask me all the time, what is the best weapon in RimWorld? So today I'm going to go over all the weapons and let you know which situation they are best in. All right, we're going to start right at the top with everyone's favorite, the charge rifle. You might be saying, Adam, is the charge rifle the best weapon in the game? Is it good in all circumstances? And really, I'm going to say it depends. And then just go right on to the next thing. Never come back. I'll get so much crap, but I'm going to do something like that on April 1st. For fishing to be added. Yeah, I really would love maritime as an expansion. Uranium mace only run when we pretty much did that already. Exclamation melee. Kind of already did that. You do a 15-minute guide on how to calculate melee damage, give nothing but facts people have never heard, and provide absolutely nothing practical nor useful. One of the most baffling guides full of just jargon. It depends. Moving after you smoothed it, bugging you so bad, flooring over it now. Yeah, that kept happening to me when I put down paint as well. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. And it with LMG is the useless weapon. That one's the only absolute in the guide. Everything depends aside from the SMG, or I mean the LMG. A raid. A breach. Bingo. Okay, we get to test this. Why? What? Why is it so small? That's what she said. No one's ever said that to me. Leave me alone. That's what she said to you. No, I'm just kidding. Let's equip this. All right, so we're gonna test this here. May or may not work. That's why it's called a test. All right. There we go. All right, those are supposed to be the repairs. I will. I forgot I had that set up that way. All the breach axe people are coming first, which is kind of annoying. All the shotguns are masterwork? Almost, yeah. Most are masterwork and legendary.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, they're coming so slowly. Oh my god, more axes, more axes. How many breach axes do they have? Jesus. Did you see them attack it? That's why. That's why. Oh my god, there's still some breach axes left. Jeez, man. My dwarves are hungry. Hey, look, it's a mule. It's a wild mule. Not the kind that we murdered in the early game. I mean, we didn't murder them. Wait, yes we did. I was gonna say they started death on the road. No, we literally murdered them. But it wasn't our fault. They were having a breakdown. Why were they having a breakdown, Adam? I don't remember. Yeah, they're not doing what we want them to do. So, I wonder if that door is screwing it up. So let's see where they're actually going. Oh, wait. Those ones are starting to come after the turret. What if I just keep doing that? They're not all doing it, though. That's so weird. That's kind of funny, yeah. You see some things live now, you're like, I bet that's going to be great in the edit. Not assigned to construction. Do it anyway. Yeah, that's what I had those for. Oh my god, these guys. Come on, guys. We need to go. My people need to eat. My people need to eat. Can't you come try to kill us already? Please. All right, you guys want to come up here and eat? There you go. Do what you need to do. Get your meals. There you go. I think we're on our way to number 50 asking about the doors. Oh, they're starting to starve. They're just coming up here and eating our mushrooms. I think we bugged them out by killing all the actual breacher pawns. They just came up and ate some mushrooms. They're heading back down. You know what? All right. We'll keep an eye on them. Let's keep an eye on them. We'll pull people when they're ready. This happens sometimes. They're regrouping. Eventually, they'll probably be like, oh, all right, now it's time to break. I believe their timer is like 13 to 15 hours, so it's just taking them. Yeah. Gotcha. Going Spider, you're watching the Amazon run. That's an old run. That's an old run. Where are you guys going? Really love it. Started one yourself today and died. Still had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Very old run now. All right. GG. Humanoid raids will eventually give up and leave. So we bugged them out, not intentionally, but we bugged them out. Okay, nice. See ya. See ya. Nice meeting you guys. Come back again. Come on back now, you hear? Okay. All right. The baby and the doctor can go back to life as normal. I don't want the baby wandering out there getting shot. Baby and doctor back to their normal lives. right. Back we go. How old is the oldest baby now? I'm not sure actually. Whoops, sorry, Lilith. She has brain damage. I forget about her sometimes. It's terrible to say. Let's see. The oldest child. Answer was the peg leg child, right? Yep. They are 19 now. Lots of 16s, 15s. We got a 20. Look at that. 20-year-old. It looks like 20 is the oldest child now. 20. We got a lot of late teens now, too. Another cheese run. Yeah, I felt like that. I like that. So, yeah, the actual breachers went in front of the other ones, and I killed all the actual breaching. And usually what happens, the rest of the raiders end up continue the breach just with their normal weapons. But I guess they were so, like, spread out. They were waiting to regroup with the breachers, and they couldn't. Chronologically 3. Yeah. 20 years old. Chronologically 3. They start breeding and getting into relationships at 18 in game. 16. Female characters become fertile at 16. Males become fertile at 14 at the moment. Males become fertilizers at 14. Anyway, that's how it works right now. Breachers so much faster than other ones. Yeah, it's always weird. It happens with tribals specifically. Specifically with tribals. All right. Whoops. They are going to die soon. Unless we get them psychic. Adam, why don't you just make them... Oh, crap, the quest. No. Hey, loving alpacas. He wants you to take care of 6 alpacas for 17 days. Sick with blood rot. All right, we'll try it. Let's try it. Let's see. Yeah, this is still set. All right, bring on the alpacas. We need that honor. Let's look at this just out of curiosity. Kind thoughts. It's a good one. Good one. 6 archite castles. Look at that. The alpacas are here. The alpacas are here. Lifter Max crematorium's the way you're cleaning up corpses now. So on Floss, welcome in. Doing all right. Persona weapon, even though you don't think or found them being useful. There's some really, really good ones. Really, really good ones. But what's an Archite Castle? Those are used for Archite genes. So it's a reagent that you need if you want to use some of those really crazy genes in the game, like Deathless. Convert a colonist to your ideology before you have a social guide selected. Arrest them and set their prisoner tab to convert. That's about it. You could do a run where you try to get a pawn with most of the inheritable traits. Could, yeah. Could do that now. Or, well, with a new update, I should say. All right, get those made. Well, let's do one more pass of cloth. Zooming out entirely, see your colony so far? Sure. I think that pretty much encapsulates everything. Right there. Right there. No problem. Smokey, thank you for being here. Let's go on Mule. Welcome in. big fan of the Logan's Run movie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do one like that too. That would be a hard one as well, where we decide an age, and every pawn when it gets to that age, we have to banish or kill. You know, that seems like a pretty brutal run too. But not doing that next, but it's on the possibility list of possibilities, I should say. The next run is, I haven't told all the specifics, just that it's a challenge that I think is impossible. I literally think the next challenge is impossible, but we'll see. Another raid. Another breach. Another tribal breach. Not the components. Not the components. You have brain damage. You stay back here. Stay back there with your brain damage. I'm sorry. Keep forgetting. Let's see how this does. Obviously, we know we can just deal with them like we just did the other group, but we'll take a look at this. Oh, they're taking forever. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. How did I reposition that? It's not a mod. You just hold down right click and you drag the pawn wherever you want on the bar. No mod needed. It's been in the game forever. Just forever. Is that an impet breach? It is, yeah. Impets have lower melee damage, right? So I wonder if that's impacting their breaching. Weak melee damage. Come on. Come on. You can do it. They must be hiding in these mountains. We've heard that there are dwarves on this map and that they live in mountains. Sir, I don't think those are mountains. Shut up. It's made of rock. It's a Sir, have you heard of a hill? Do you know what a hill is? Sounds like Dwarf talk to me. Get in there. Man, people are going to be breaking down if they don't hurry up. I got over here way too fast. Way too fast. Come on. Let's get in there and get our mood up for the beautiful environment, I suppose. Come on. All right, go eat or whatever if you need to. Starvation. All right.
Welcome back. Well, your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
And they're coming up that way. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Accidentally gave Sloth minigun. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I just want to see these miniguns go off on those tribals. Come on. Mood's getting really low. I could use a soothe pulser. It'd be kind of silly to use it right here, but... Oh my lord, guys, come on. You know what? I'm gonna help you after this is over. Hudja is pregnant. Oh, start shooting. It's like, who the crap is Pudget? All right, cool, nice. Nice, excellent, excellent. Oh, Lilith. Lilith. You actually got hit with a great bow? What a loser. What a loser, Lilith. What kind of dwarf are you? Oh, right, she's not a dwarf. That's what kind. Let's see. Wow, one of those, two of those actually lived. Maybe not for long, but... Oh, we're gonna actually save that one. We're gonna save that one. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. The slaughter hallway. That was pretty crazy. Pretty nuts right there. Pretty nuts. Okay. All right. I'm going to split this recording for YouTube just to make it easier for me to upload and to make it easier for the editor to download them and stuff like that. The stream will continue on. I'm going to check on what Modwife was mentioning to me while that's going on. So, protect the colony. I trust you guys won't let anything bad happen at all. So, do you have any playthroughs doing a tribal run on YouTube? Lots of them. This is also a tribal run. This one started out as tribal. But yeah, I have a lot of tribal runs, including tribal naked brutality, where I start as one naked tribal pawn instead of normal naked brutality. But yes, there's quite a lot of them on YouTube. I'll be right back. Let me split this, and I'll tell you some of the runs you can look at if you want.